Our mind is not our friend. It's the internal battle. The conflict, the inner struggle. We all have these battles. For me, the battleground is ideological. Because people war over ideologies. That's the battleground. Who has the prominent ideology? And ideology is associated with that which is in a system. It's in a system. It's a way of thinking. There is something called know me. Econo me. Know me. This means no more thick ethics. No more thick ethics means systemized knowledge. That's how you control the economy. That's how you control people. By systemized knowledge. You put that which you have learned, you put it into a what? A system. And then you uphold it by your ideology. Anytime you see the word ology at the inner word, that means what? Study. Study. Now, and I say that the war is psychological. That's me. That's what I think. The battlegrounds are ideological and the war is psychological over one's philosophical views. Because if he or she has the power to define, is able to dictate how problems are defined or determine how they should be solved. Propaganda. If you notice the news, a lot of times they put a lot of what out there? Negativity, right? That's sensationalism. So they get you to dwell and focus on the what? On the negative. And you very rarely, think about the positive because you're more so focused on the negative. It sells. Negative what? It sells. It sells. Because it becomes popular. It becomes popular. Which means it's safe. It's safe. Now at the same time, but yet you create an environment for other people who may develop some sense of immaturity and they thinking they can't distinguish myth from reality. What is real and what is what? What is not real. I'm moving on from the news. And this is when we got entertainment. People become entertained by stuff or knowledge that they cannot grasp. Entertainment. We fall victim of entertainment, man. We like to be entertained. Yeah, so I just said all that, man, to say that life is a living memorial for everyone. Life is a living memorial for everyone. That's why we're here. We're here to experience this pleasure. But what happens, we want the pleasure, but we don't want the responsibility that comes with the pleasure.
Or the consequences.
We don't want to deal with it. So we just went over when your mind is not your friend, the internal struggle, loss of control, self-sabotage. Then we talked about the psychological and emotional impact that it has on us, and some of the solutions. You get personal treatment, support network group, educational wellness, and a healthy lifestyle. Then we want to reestablish now a positive outlook on life, self-awareness, deal with some coping skills, build a strong support network, set realistic goals, practice self-compassion, engaging in meaningful activities and even relationships. And we want to continue to build on those relationships. And always remember, don't become a victim by someone else's limitations that they have on themselves because they were placed on limitations on you. That's due to their exposure, to their way of thinking. Let's be clear with that. People do that all the time. They bring you down to where they are, and you give them more credit than what they really deserve. Yep. That means their reputation precedes them. Yep. So now, developing positive outlook on life is a journey. Let's be clear. It's a journey that involves conscious effort. That means you have to be aware of that. For me, awareness is the beginning of time. Change is the beginning of awareness. Or awareness is the beginning of change. But awareness is the beginning of time. A conscious effort in an ongoing what? Ongoing practice. Anytime you see the word practice, it becomes a law. It's a law. By nurturing healthy, the way to do it is by nurturing healthy habits. Maintaining a balanced perspective. The key to life is to have what?
Money, power, respect.
Balance. I got you.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's good, it's good. Balance. That's what's up. Balance. A balanced perspective, which means we have to be mature to respect other people what? Perspectives. You know? What was that you said? We said money what?
Power, respect.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you remember the movie?
Yeah.
Scarface?
Mm-hmm.
He said once you get the money, you get the
First
power.
you get the money.
Yeah, right.
And then you get the power.
Yeah.
And then
You get the women.
respect.
No, I said the women. They get the women.
woman.
Yeah, the women. That's what he said. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Respect. There's three things somebody said you shouldn't ask nobody to do. You shouldn't ask nobody to respect you. You shouldn't expect an apology from anyone. And you shouldn't ask nobody to love you. Think about it. Because the first person you should love is who?
So,
Don't expect nobody to love you. Don't ask for them. Don't ask nobody to love who? Yourself. And don't ask nobody what? Respect you. Respect what? Yourself. And when you respect somebody, you want somebody to apologize, and they apologize, and they really don't what? They really don't mean it. Yo, you deserve an apology. You deserve an apology. For what? It's like, that's why I like, it's like you asking somebody to be your friend. You're forcing somebody to be your friend. They don't want to be your friend. It's like somebody, you ask somebody, you want to integrate with somebody who don't want to integrate with you. You're forcing them. Like no one can force neither, nobody can force you to do nothing that you don't really want to do. Nobody can. It's all on who? It's all on you, man. All right, we'll develop nurturing habits, maintain a balanced perspective, prioritizing self-care, and cultivate resilience. In the good book, it says, seek ye first the kingdom, right? Prioritizing. Self-care, cultivate, and embrace life with optimism and enthusiasm. You got to embrace life with optimism and enthusiasm. You have to embrace life that way. When you look at the word agriculture, what do you got in that word? You got culture. Agriculture. Agriculture is still dealing with the what? Earth. Someone said the rain falls from the sky. I think Chinka Diop said this. Said the rain falls from the sky and it comes down and produces a crop. He says there got to be a God somewhere. So maybe God is Argarian. And that thinking is Argarian in thought. Argarian in thought. Cultivate. You want to cultivate. Which means we got to do some work, right? Cultivate. Resilience. I always say that resilience is the authentic success. You get right back what? In shape. And embrace life with optimism and enthusiasm. That means you don't become apathetic, unenthusiastic. That means you're just in neutral, ain't going nowhere, you know. Yeah. It says that the idle mind is a playground for the what? For the devil. Being idle. You know, because a car can idle up. It's just going there. People say, I'm maintaining. You could be running some on the treadmill, but you ain't going what? You ain't going nowhere. It's running in place. Right? There go several factors that can hinder a person from developing or maintaining a healthy, positive outlook on life. This is very key. We don't want nothing to hinder you from developing and maintaining a healthy, positive outlook on life. I know I used the word maintaining earlier, but I'm using it in this context in a different form, in a different way. A positive outlook on life. These factors can be internal, because we want to deal with internal and external triggers, so to speak. Because that which is in you is going to what? It's going to come out of you. Interrelated to the individual's mindset. Remember, that's why mindset. And psychological state. is a condition. State is a condition. Or external, stemming from their environment or what? Circumstances. Circumstances can make us other than ourselves. We are born in a condition, placed in a situation, surrounded by circumstances, consequently due to some previous activity that has taken place. Here are some common barriers. Let's look at them. Number one, negative thought patterns. Persistent negative thinking. Because what got some of us where we are is our thinking. I don't necessarily want to say negative, but persistent negative thinking such as catastrophizing, right? Catastrophizing, expecting the worst. Mm-hmm. Ain't that something? Expecting the worst. Black and white thinking, as if there is no gray area. You got gray skies, don't you? Yes, gray. Gray areas. And we know this, all things as all good or what, all bad. Or over what? Generalizing, applying one negative experience to all aspects of life. Huh? Ain't that something? That's a part of hindering us from having a what? A positive outlook on life. It could undermine the what? The positive outlook. You could be around people who do go about trying to what? Undermine you, don't they, man? So don't undermine yourself. Don't underestimate yourself. Don't devalue yourself, nor do your best not to sell yourself cheap or short. Nor let anyone else do that to you. Now, number two, these are things that can help hinder or barriers from having a positive outlook on life. Let's be real. Past what? Trauma or experiences can undermine a positive outlook on life. Previous traumatic events, abuse, or significant life changes. For the most part, I've learned that from the adolescent years, maybe from 13 to 20 or 13 to 18, whatever how you want to choose it, that how a person was treated, more than likely they identify with that. They carry with them in their later years. Previous traumatic events, abuse, or significant life changes. Some of us may have the basic necessities like food, clothing, shelter, but many of us didn't get the mental and emotional support that we need. Significant life changes can create lasting emotional wounds in a sense of what? Hopelessness or distrust in the future. Ain't that something? Chronic stress. Chronic stress. High levels of stress, whether from work, relationships, financial difficulties, or health issues, can lead to negative outlook and feelings of overwhelmment or burnout. Chronic stress. Chronic stress. Number four, lack of social support. Isolation or limited social connections can contribute to feelings of loneliness, depression, and a sense of being unsupported or misunderstood. That's serious. Number five, unhealthy coping mechanisms, relying on substances, unhealthy barriers, overeating, excessive screen time, or avoiding strategies to cope with stress or difficult emotions can perpetuate negative cycles and hinder personal growth. Perceived lack of control, feeling powerlessness, or unable to influence one's what? Circumstances. Can lead to a sense of resignation or hopelessness about the future. Environmental factors. Living in a challenged, unsafe environment. Experiencing discrimination or what? Or prejudice. Or facing socioeconomic hardships can impact one's sense of well-being and outlook on life. Number 8, mental health disorders Conditions such as depression, anxiety disorders, bipolar disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder can significantly affect one's mood, perceptions, and ability to maintain a positive outlook on life. Number 9, unrealistic expectations. Setting excessive high standards for oneself and others, or comparing one's life unfavorably to others' perceived successes. You can't compare yourself to nobody else. And can't, see, we look at the story, but we look at the person's glory, but don't know the person's story, so to speak. We don't know what they had to go through. Success can contribute to feelings of what? Dissatisfaction and negativity. Number 10, lack of purpose or meaning. Feeling disconnected from one's passion, values, or sense of purpose in life can lead to a sense of emptiness. That's why many times people like to carry themselves and wear nice clothes, and and social acceptability don't equate to recovery, who we socialize with, because that's external therapy. But yet they're empty what? On the inside. Lack of purpose from one's passion, value, sense of purpose that lead to a sense of emptiness or lack of motivation. We got to have some motivation. What is your motivation? What is your drive? I mean, what brings you here? What brought you to this point on this life journey? You got to remember, at one point you were motivated, then you lost your motivation. You have insight, and then all of a sudden the insight that you had was bright. It was bright at one time, now it become what? Dim. That's why you never destroy the confidence of a child. That's why I like the Williams system. One time my father was in an interview, and she would say, I'm going to be great, and the guy kept questioning her. He said, man, didn't she say she's going to be great? He was trying to destroy her what? Her confidence. That's why it says about what they call so-called Cain and Abel, or Seth and Heru. That's an ancient story, Seth and Heru. But he said that his confidence failed. Can't confidence fail. Confidence means his confidence failed. Ain't that something, man? Started to lose confidence not on himself, but he started to lose confidence maybe in the meaning of brotherhood, of being a brother. He says, am I my brother's keeper? Who should I? He shouldn't have to ask you that. Surely you should be each other's keeper. Surely we should look out for one another. But if you have not been looked out in your past, more than likely you may develop that same behavioral mindset that you ain't looking out for nobody. But it's all right. It's all right. I think it's all right to pick and choose who you're going to look out for. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I ain't saying that. Trust me, I know. Because you can give so much and so much and so much and so much that you're being depleted, but you ain't being replenished. It takes a lot, man, to really help, man. It really does. Do you think this is easy? You think me standing up here is really easy?
If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, there it is.
I remember somebody eulogized somebody, and when I said, he said, the guy I know, the church pastor of the church, he said they called you because you're the profession. Yeah, man. Lack of purpose and meaning. Feeling disconnected from one's passion and values. You may feel disconnected. That doesn't necessarily mean that you are disconnected. It may have not come into full fruition, or you may not realize that you are more connected than what you give yourself credit for. That's why I say you got to be careful, man, who you give power to. Empty lack of COVID. Culture and social influences, or societal influences. Culture norms. We live in a system with education system. It really doesn't want you to be very objective, but they want you. They are doing all they're doing is promoting what they think should be. They promote what they think should be. And if you are not following what they think should be, then you are out of order. Whew, that's some weird shit, ain't it, man? Remember I said the battleground is what? Ideological. That's their ideology. I ain't saying they, who the fuck they is. I just said educational system. It creates rebels, man. I fucking know you ain't, somebody ain't teaching you right. Elijah Muhammad said if a person don't teach you right, they ain't gonna treat you right. Oh, man. What is the root word for educate? The root word for educate is to bring out that is from within. All I'm talking about is cultivating. Cultivating a positive outlook on life and a positive outlook about yourself. You got to do the work. You have to be the participant in your own life journey. Culture norms, societal pressures, systematic inequalities that perpetuate what? Negative stereotypes, discrimination, or marginalization. It's a dangerous thing when the marginalize themselves. That's dangerous, man. The disadvantaged take disadvantage of themselves. Self-inflicted wounds. Martyr can impact the individual's what? Self-esteem and outlook in life. However, overcoming these barriers often requires a combination of self-awareness, professional support, such as therapy or counseling, positive coping strategies, and efforts to change one's what? Environment or circumstances where what? Possible. Always change your thinking when you know it's not correct. You change it because it's necessary for you to do so. It is a dangerous thing when it comes to culture or whatever. Even when I'm thinking, it's dangerous when it becomes destructive. Because that which is killing us, Imam Muhammad said, that which is killing us is resistance to change. Positive coping skills and efforts to change one's what? Environment or circumstances where possible. Where possible. I don't know where I get them words confused. Developing resilience. One, you got to develop resilience. Two, fostering supportive relationships. And three, and cultivating a sense of what? Gratitude and purpose can also help fostering a healthier and more positive outlook on life. I'm going to repeat that again. Overcoming these barriers, lack of purpose, cultural, society influences. What else are there? Past trauma experience, if I'm right, if I'm on the point. Unrealistic expectations, environmental factors. Overcoming these barriers requires a combination. Combination is like you are unlocking something. It's a key of self-awareness, professional support, such as therapy or counseling, positive coping strategies, and efforts to change one's environment, circumstances. Because you are impregnated with the possibilities to do great things. Now the thing is, that which is in you must come out of you. Because if it stays in there too long, that's right. It gotta come out of you, man. It gotta come out of you because that which is in you too long, it don't supposed to stay in there that long. A baby don't stay in the mother's womb as long as it what? As it have to. So you have dreams, you have aspirations, you have goals, you have all those things. Push it out of you. Make it work for you. Leverage everything to your advantage. Developing now a sense of resiliency to make this happen. Foster supportive relationships to make this happen. Cultivating a sense of gratitude and purpose to make this happen can also help with all the help we can get in fostering what? A healthier, more positive outlook on life. Any questions, comments, concerns, or challenges?
More like a comment. I've had to change my thinking in order to better my circumstances.
Yes, sir.
And then by bettering my circumstances, I was able to change my environment. I'm still working on it, it's a process. So
I'm following. You just going through, as you said, the process of, you come to an understanding of that, what needs to be done and what has been done. The thing is, you must learn to do it on a what basis? On a consistent basis. On a consistent basis. All right, we'll take another break, then we come on back. Thank you.